It's February 9th, and I have a speech impediment, and it's February 9th, and I don't know what day it is in the studio, but what I do know is we're back at Chris's studio, which I love. All right, and we're very excited to have a very special guest on the phone. Hester Prynne, can you hear Tegan and Sara?
I can hear Miss Tegan Sara. How are you ladies doing?
Woo! We're doing good.
I'm so excited to be in the forest, folks.
Sarah's singing a little Outcast for you.
I hope I don't run into a bear.
Yeah, well, we do have a very friendly bear here in the forest. His name's Butch.
Really?
Yeah, he's come in handy recently because we have a very angry neighbor next to the forest. And yeah, today on the way to the studio, we had an altercation with our neighbor.
Tegan, tell me what happened.
Well, thank you for asking me, Hester Prynne. We noticed right away when we got here to the house in Portland where we're all living together while we make the record that there was this kind of crazy guy that lived across the street. And we only called him crazy because his face was all bandaged.
Okay.
And then as we saw him more up close, we realized it's obvious he's been in an accident. So then we were felt bad that we called him crazy.
Right.
But here we are a month later, and he feeds. That's the other part of the story is that he feeds the birds on our lawn. He comes across the street in his weird nurse kind of pants and his bandages, and he chucks weird bird food like bread and seed and rice. And,
is he a crazy bird man?
yeah, and he dumps the shit all over the lawn, and the birds like hundreds of them, it feels like, fly in and eat off our lawn, and it's
but the cats of the neighborhood have
they've started
it out.
They've taken to come. Well, what do you expect? It's the wild, and they're throwing food out in the wild, so other animals are coming now. So the cats today were coming around, and the guy started freaking out. We just happened to be leaving the house to go to the studio because we walk a mile over to the studio every morning. And my dad's here visiting, and so we were like, oh, dad, come see the crazy Birdman face, and he's feeding the birds, and so the birds are all landing, and it's really crazy, they're circling the house, and they're landing on the lawn, and then this cat that we all befriended comes running across the street, and the Birdman freaks out and runs back across the street over to our house, and he's swatting at the cat with the plastic bag and kicking it, and he's all like, oh
my God.
And so then we called the cat over, and we were petting the cat so the cat would leave the birds alone. But then the guy, I don't know, he thought it was our cat now, and so he was yelling at us, and we couldn't make anything out. But then another person who's staying in the house today was leaving the house, and the guy started yelling at her and saying that that we had to move out because we were into drugs and alcohol, which is not true, and that he was what was he? He was a desperado, and he had a gun, and he was going to come over and
shoot us and slit our throats.
And,
oh my God!
And so she was
Sarah, where are you guys living? How did you find this house? Is it in the woods?
It's
who's living there?
It's really,
I have no concept of what's going on over there, and I kind of need to know.
It's near the woods.
It's kind of okay. So this is the situation.
We're in Portland, and we're in the neighborhood where Chris's studio is, and it's a really safe neighborhood, but it's kind of one of those types of neighborhoods. You said it's neighboring a meth. Well, it's one of those neighborhoods that they describe as in transition, which means that it's being gentrified, and so there's a lot of cool hipster people and a lot of lesbians, and then there happens to be a lot of people like Birdman who are a little bit sketchy. They've got, it's they're one stop short of putting their car on bricks outside of the front yard. You know about this. You're from Long Island or whatever, There
are no crazy bandaged birdmen on the part of Long Island that I am from.
Question has to print. Did Long Island iced teas come from Long Island?
Did what?
Long Island iced teas. Are they from?
Did they come from Long Island?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm actually surprised I don't know the answer.
I am so surprised that you don't know the answer to that.
I know, but I don't drink a Long Island iced tea. I'm more of a vodka soda type gal.
I drank a Long Island iced tea the last time when I was 19. No, I wasn't even 19. I was 18. I had a shaved head, and then I puked on the light rail transit system, and Sarah had to rub my back, and people were all staring, and so Sarah kept rubbing my back and yelling, "Oh, bad fajitas, don't eat the fajitas." I don't remember your original question because I'm drinking.
You ladies are my kind of ladies. I really said, is it going to be really different than the last record?
Oh, right, sorry. It's like half a beer, that you know how it gets when you haven't been drinking, and then you drink half a beer and you're like, whoop-de-woo!
That's what I felt when all I ate on the plane today was animal crackers, and then I had a vodka soda to relax myself, and I was wasted drunk on an airplane.
That happened to me once when we were flying. Answer her
question.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Jesus.
I do think that this album is different from our last record, but no different than, say, If It Was You to So Jealous. I think it's a normal transition. I think it's a great record, and it's really interesting because Ted, of course, our guitar / keyboard player. he was here about 2 weeks ago, and when he left, we were just going into Kung Fu to start drums and bass, and it's, like, amazing what Jason has done, like, for drums. Like, Jason
really, McGurr from Death Cab played drums on the record.
Yeah, so
cool.
And it's so neat, like, what he added, it didn't, like, change our songs, it just, like, took them to this whole other level, so
awesome.
It's really cool.
Like, now
I'm so excited.
Now if you do Acid, you'll see the record in 3D.
Yeah.
Wait, because of the drums?
Yeah.
I don't do acid, though. I'm, like, never done. I'm, like, terrified of acid.
Yeah.
But I might have to do acid to listen to this new record.
Estefred, if we offered Northern State a Tegan and Sara world tour, but you guys all had to do Acid, would you do it?
Yeah, hell yeah. That'd be fucking awesome. You know what? I feel like with this record, is it possible you guys might get a laser light show going, and then, like, the 18-year-old crunk-ass Tegan on the Long Island Iced Teas might go see that laser light show?
It is such a dance record, I'm telling you, you're gonna bust a rhyme.